Some pastors may like trying to advise others to repent, but them themselves, they don't want to repent. Like in the case that the pastor is advising some gospel musicians, because it's not all that are charging money. Some are not charging. Some do everything for free because they are serving God. Say, freely I give unto you, freely you should give it out. I also want to say something concerning those pastors, because them themselves, they need advice too. In the area that one of them said that gospel minister in music is not in the Bible. Clearly, a gospel music minister is an evangelist. An evangelist is in the Bible. Pastor is in the Bible altogether. But the only thing that I cannot see in the Bible is that I've never seen an individual founding a church. I don't know if anybody have seen it. You should let me know. I've never seen it. And the other pastor said that those musicians, they are already turning the gospel to be their own career. They are working it to be as their career, using the gospel to work for themselves, not for God. It's true. The same way you yourself is founding a church to be your career. That is how it is. Now, if you are telling me that those gospel singers working with you, that they left the church because you advised them not to do everything money and charge all over, going from one show or the other. What about you? Who started this? You are the one started all these things. Because you yourself, you have already made the church to be a kind of wealthy place. Yes, church is supposed to be a wealthy place. But the way you are doing it, all what you are saying, all what you taught them is about prosperity. The kind of life you are living is luxurious. Prosperity, money everywhere, buying private jet, living expensive kind of life. And you that are living that kind of life, how then do you think that somebody that is walking under you or following you will now come and be behaving like a rock, not looking for those things that you have? You have private jet, then they must do everything to make sure they are wealthy like you now. They resemble you. So you stand and advise them that they should walk in the house of God. Where is that house of God? Some of you pastors, you don't even understand house of God. What we really means by Pentecostal is a kind of gathering of believers in an environment, gathering of believers. Now you say you are not doing it as your own career. You advise the gospel singers not to do it as their own career. They should do it and serve God. But you remember some of you are so dangerous that you cannot agree to your fellow pastor from another church. You take another pastor to be worshiping another God, and you are worshiping the real God, and the other one is taking himself to be worshiping the real God, that you are worshiping the fake God. You put yourself into all the confusions. Some of you were dragging land and exchanging words. Now, if you are not fighting for your own career, why will you drag land with another pastor? Why will the thing bring issue between both of you? If the thing is just you do everything just because you want to win souls, you want to worship God, you want to serve God and God alone, that both of you, anybody that is pastor, that is serving God. If you have that kind of mindset, why will you drag land with your fellow pastor and exchange words? You see? So why you did so? Because you are fighting for your own career. You want to get this land so you can build the biggest auditorium. So you are fighting for your own career. You have already turned the old things to be your own career. Having branches all over the world. You are already making it your own career. You are not doing this because you want to win souls. No. You did it so that money Money, 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 money. Okay, what if Jesus should ask you to sell all the things that you have? Sell everything. Your private jet, your expensive houses all over the world. Sell everything. Use the money and feed the poor. Then come back fully and follow him. Can you do that? You will not. And that is the only way you yourself can repent genuinely. Let everything be taken away from you. The only things that remain is Jesus Christ. Only you and Jesus remain. You will not be able to do it. That was what he said to that rich man. So when you are telling me you advise the gospel singers and talk all the things you are saying, you yourself are the one training them in that kind of lifestyle. And you say because they refuse to repent, that was why they left the church. You yourself, you repent, you're not repenting anything. Pastor, you can't say you are a pastor, you are serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you are dragging land with your colleagues. Now, if you say, okay, let all the instrumentalists, the musicians, all the workers in the church serve without going from one place to another to sing or to do what they are doing now. If I say you should build a church, or maybe all the believers in Nigeria should gather and build a church and call it one name, because we are worshiping one God, call it one name. If there is branches, then the branches should answer that same one name, that all the old pastors should walk under the church. Can you do that? I'm hearing Redeemed Christian Church of God. Somebody will say, I'm a redeemer. Chosen. Somebody will say, I'm a chosen. I am this, I am that. You are a chosen. Doesn't mean that the God of choosing is different from the God of redeem. Doesn't mean that the God of Christ Embassy is different from the God of assemblies. I thought you say, we are serving one God. Could you imagine that a pastor will look at church is still ongoing, then a pastor will turn back and go and meet the landlord, say, pursue this church, I will pay more than what they are paying, so that I will bring my church into your compound. A pastor. Could you imagine that a pastor will gather mine and look for hire killers, pay the hire killers just to go and kill another pastor? And that same pastor will now come outside and say he built a church and he called it the house of God after shedding blood. Would you imagine that a pastor will go to native doctor just to collect charm and put for another pastor because of one position or the other? Things are going wrong. Pastors, they need to repent. Some, not all, some pastors, they need to repent genuinely. Stop all this fooling yourself that you are doing, because you are fooling yourself. You think you deceive. You can't deceive anybody. You are deceiving yourself, because only you will stand in the day of judgment. You think people you are deceiving will follow you and stand. They will stand on their own. You will stand on your own and give account of all what you are doing. Stop all this. Some of you are deep in occultism, and you are still calling yourself a pastor. You build a house, and you say it's the house of God. That musicians are supposed to worship in the house of God. Where is that house of God? Okay, your own church is the house of God. Other churches are not house of God. This is not the church of Jesus Christ. To be sincere, gospel musicians, they are the real evangelists. Jesus Christ was walking in the office of an evangelist. He did not have any church. He didn't build any church. The apostles of old, they didn't build any church. They don't come out and say, I'm a founder of such a church. They went around preaching the gospel. So I want everybody to gather mind. Stop condemning, but advise with love not to come online and say all this. If you get musicians that you have impacted in their life and they misbehave, call them secretly, teach them, because all the characters that they are displaying now is based on what you taught them. They follow your footsteps. I'm just saying this, that we need to repent.